So imagine this, you're 25, you graduated 2 years ago as an electrical engineer. Well, congrats, you beat the odds, but you still ask yourself, was this whole college thing even worth it? Because here's the truth that nobody tells you. College used to be like the golden ticket, but now it's more like a scratch off with a 50-50 chance. Today we're going to do something very simple. We'll look at real data and real returns and tell you, no sugarcoating, whether college in 2025 still pays off and when it doesn't. So stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly whether you should bet big on school or save your money for something else, maybe a business or a trade. We're gonna go into that. So the big cost versus reward landscape, let's start with the numbers. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, the average bachelor's degree holder accumulates around $32,000 in federal student loan debt. Meanwhile, the Bureau of Labor Statistics says median annual earnings for someone with a bachelor's degree aged 25 to 34 in 2024 were roughly $65,000. So that sounds good until you factor in debt payments, housing costs, inflation, the 5 years of entry-level status. Here's the key though. A degree can pay off, but it's not automatic. If you graduate with $50,000 in debt and you end up in a job making $45,000 where you're not ahead, you're just more qualified for stress. And yes, you could argue, but my degree gives me flexibility or it opens doors. And that is true. But with budgets tight, you'd be better opening good doors or different, or maybe something else to study. Now, if we get into the ROI between the majors and the fields, here's the part that most people skip, that not all degrees are created equal. So data from Georgetown University Center on Education and the Workforce shows that STEM majors, engineering, computer science, health professionals often start with salaries already above $70,000 a year. But majors such as arts, music, or general arts and general studies, median starting salary for those can be in the $40,000 range, which means it may take far longer to earn back what you spent on college. So let's be a little blunt with it. If you're studying something that you love and you're fine with modest returns, that's your call. But the goal of this video is to see the income as an ROI perspective, to see if we were to hypothetically pick a major with stronger demand, how the math changes. Because here's the deal, a $100,000 degree with a $45,000 job doesn't really feel like an investment. It feels like a lifestyle choice with student loan strings attached. There's a lot of hidden risk with all this and a lot of challenges, but let's talk about why 2025 feels tougher. So firstly, tuition keeps rising faster than wages. The average cost of public four-year in-state tuition was about $10,000 in 2014, but by 2024, it's closer to $12,000. That's a 20% increase, while wages have remained stagnant, and let's not forget inflation on top of that. So also, the job market's changing super fast. Automation, AI, freelancing, all these factors make degrees less and less bulletproof. And third, we have the debt burden. So according to the Federal Reserve, nearly 43 million Americans owe student loan debt, total over $1.7 trillion. Many are in forbearance, many are refinancing. So what's worst from all this is if you have to work in a field unrelated to your degree, which sometimes we see this and it could be a little stereotype or cliche, but it's the truth in a lot of cases that if you maybe studied a different major and you end up being, a barista or doing a trade, it's not what you studied. But in other words, college used to be the safe play, but now it seems more like it's a calculated risk. So when is it worth it and when is it not? Well, seeing it strictly from an ROI perspective, as we decided in this video, you need to pick a degree with high demand, such as engineering, nursing, and if you kept your debt manageable, ideally about $30,000, and you view the degree as one part of your career and not the whole thing, well, it may be worth it, but it's not likely worth it if you're picking a major based on, I'll figure it out later. You end up with a $70,000 debt and you have no clear career path, and you ignore alternative paths like trade schools, apprenticeships, boot camps that might get you in the door faster, because trades are becoming so much more in demand, especially with how much more infrastructure is being built in 2025 and further beyond. So I'm making this video because I feel like I can relate to it. I'm fresh out of engineering degree myself 2 years ago. Shout out to my fellow class of 2023. So I can tell you, yes, it did pay off for me, but maybe it was just lucky because I chose a field that had demand and I kept costs decent. And maybe I jumped in early, but that's my story. Your story will differ differ, and it doesn't necessarily mean one is right and one is wrong. It's different paths that each of us follow every single day. So if you're going to choose college now, or you're deciding whether to stay in school or not, let's try to get a plan. Remember, this is strictly from ROI perspective. If it's your passion, being honest, we do need teachers. We do need people that study art, study music, study geography, other things of the world. We need those in society. So this is basically strict off of ROI, and that's it. Please keep that in mind whenever we go over this plan to choose a degree. And this is all hypothetical. Remember, I'm not a life counselor or a financial advisor. So let's get into it. So the first part of your plan is going to be that you're going to need to calculate your expected career earnings. You go online, you check the median salary for your major, not average, because averages can be skewed. If it's less than $50,000 and you'll borrow more than $40,000, well, that's a warning, you know. And number two, you want to keep debt low. Apply for as many scholarships as possible. Community college first if you can. Live at home if you can, because other costs that are for no reason, such as living abroad, studying abroad, going to four-year university right off the bat, accessible to some, difficult for others. So choose the best path for your particular situation. Number three is going to be build your skills on the side. Internships, side projects, networking, because a degree gets you in, but your activity gets you ahead. I graduated with electrical engineering, but I also run a digital media company, a landscaping company, and I also have an ATM business and a rental home. So all those things will really increase your ROI past just your degree. Number four is going to be, never assume that you'll just figure it out later. I'll pick a major later route. That's expensive. If you don't have a path, maybe wait, maybe pivot, but that's up to you, of course. Number five is going to be know your value. Is it your major? Soft skills, work ethic, and adaptability count, but they don't replace income earning ability. That's up to you in your career, your side hustles that you do in your life. Maybe a company you start. The possibilities are endless with income earned. So to summarize all of these points, is college still worth it in 2025? Yes, I believe it is. If you pick smart and you borrow wisely and you treat it like a tool, not a guarantee. No, if you assume it's enough on its own, in other words, the degree isn't broken, but the odds changed. And if you go in blind, you might just get the same diploma with a new loan payment. And like I said, I believe that we need everything on the spectrum in studies and people in professional fields, all across the spectrum of what it is to be a professional in a field. But of course, like I said in this video, we're just looking at ROI perspective on if it is worth it. So following these 5 points that we talked about, I believe you will find college to be worth it from this ROI perspective. And if you found any of this useful at all, please subscribe for more finance, honesty, real world situations. And let me know below, did you study? Are you in college? Are you deciding on it right now? How has it worked out for you if maybe you're 20 years down? And what major did you have? And other than that, Jesus Christ loves you. I'm Jason Eck. I'm an electrical engineer. I'll see y'all in the next video, and watch these. Bye.